Alrighty, just like that, another game. This time it's up against Fatalocianino, who is playing, jump forward a bit here, Vorel of the Hullglade. And I am playing a deck that I do not use too often and haven't recorded too many replays of, mainly because it's such a wicked, ridiculous deck that so few of the games are worthy of a YouTube video. It's just, I'm pretty sure that this is my best deck, actually, having played it against quite a few people lately in paper. And yeah, it's just, maybe you might be able to guess just looking at the composition of the cards in my hand. It's certainly Esper, but it's not Aloro. It's this gross guy, Zur the Enchanter, who is banned in French 1v1 for a very good reason. And he's completely insane, totally insane. In the best colors, probably, maybe second best colors, and has the most powerful ability out of any general in EDH, for sure, because of one card. If they banned Necropotence, Zur would go from being the very, very pinnacle of Tier 1 to being a basement dumpster general, for sure. But for now, he is incredibly, incredibly powerful. My opponent leads with an Honored Hierarch. Pretty good little man, especially against a control deck with no creatures. That's right, yeah, I showed he's playing Vorel. This is the guy that says, why are you not playing with Edric? But I suppose it's more of a fun general than he is a particularly deadly and effective one. Marsh Flats, that's very handy to draw. Alright, he's going to get that guy renowned so he can make mana. Mold Adder. When an opponent casts a blue or black spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Mold Adder. That's an odd creature to see, but I guess it's a bit of a metagame call. Certainly the best decks in the format play with blue or black or both, and I am no exception to that. So I'm going to just Vampiric Tutor in response here. I don't even remember what I got. You're going to find out. Jeweled Amulet. That's a strange card to see. I'm actually kind of a fan of this card. I put it in some of my budget 2DH decks a while ago until I finally determined that there's a reason why nobody ever uses it, and that's because even at its very best, Jeweled Amulet is making 1/2 of a mana per turn, which makes it so junky. It's just garbage. It's better to just play a land, I think, because the acceleration from it is so inconsistent. He's charging. Alright, I tutored for Mox Diamond, and I'm doing this because it effectively does the same job as a Mana Crypt, but it also assures that I get all the extra colors that I need. So I'm going to play the Mox Diamond, discard Marsh Flats, and I can Tithe. And I've got the Mana Leak to protect my hand. I can get 2 Tundras, or not 2 Tundras, but 2 Plains. Looking in pretty good shape. I can play Zur on, play Zur on turn 3. Provided he doesn't have some sort of counter magic going on. It doesn't look like a kind of deck that would play counters. Sure enough, Sporeback Troll. Alright then, Grafty Creature. I'm definitely just going to counter that, even though it means he gets counter on his Mold Adder. And this is really kind of almost just to get the Mana Leak out of my hand. I'm not particularly terrified by what the Sporeback Troll can do, although the counters on it can double with Vorel, but that's a very slow game plan for him. It's more to just get a card out of my hand, since I'm planning on drawing cards with Necro anyway. No reason to hold all those counters. He plays a Bloodthirsted Pit Skulk. So I'm facing a little bit of pressure, and actually, if the Zur deck has one weakness, and it's a very conditional weakness, its one weakness actually is taking too much damage early. And you would think that that's kind of like a problem with any control decks. The difference is that Zur is so fundamentally based on drawing a big chunk of the deck with Necropotence and comboing out, that if your opponent beats you down to 20 in the first 3 or 4 turns of the game, it can actually often be tough to Necro for an appreciable amount. I've had a lot of nail-biter games where I've literally Necroed myself down to 1 in an effort to combo kill, and most of the time it works and sometimes it fails. But here we're just going to play Zur. He's only got 1 card in hand, so I'm not particularly terrified of what he could do. And I cast another blue/black spell to feed his Mold Adder. I can still block it. Alright, he plays a land. There's nothing pre-combat, and he's sending them all in. Normally I'd be a little loath to block here. I've been screwed a number of times by this, but he can't force me, of course, to play a blue or black spell, and he only has 1 card in hand, and I reckon that the 3 life is too meaningful for me to not block here. I don't really have much of a game plan if he does have a trick, other than just hoping to, muddle into Impulse or something and get some more mana going. But, yeah, maybe not the wisest thing to block here, but hell, I did it anyway. He's playing blue-green, right? What could he have? he had like Sonic Blast or something, he'd just kill it anyway, and he just plays Vorel post-combat, so I feel very rewarded for not taking 3. Future Sight. Blankety blank. Well, I'm normally super reluctant to attack and put Necro out when I have 5 blue spells in hand, or 5 cards in hand, and no ability to control my hand size, because it's going to mean I'm just going to have to Necro and discard for a ton. But this is a lot of pressure that's going to be coming in really fast. This guy's going to double encounters up to, well, 4. He'll be a 5/5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's just a lot of damage coming in quickly. So I'm just going to have to go for the 2-turn combo kill. And that means getting Necro. No screwing around by getting the Oblivion Ring or other things like that. Wish there was an enchantment that gave you extra hand size. That would be cool. So the question is, how much to Necro for? I think about this for quite some time, and I actually added up the damage he could do over several turns, realistically. And I went for, what is this, 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards. All right, let's see what we get here. And I have it set for a stop so I can play stuff during the end step. Nothing good so far. Impulse is good. Thorstone, Strip Mine, Condescend, more redundant counters. Swords is very handy. That'll handle this threat quite well. And I've got a Mana Drain too, which could help a lot for the next turn depending on what he does. Force is great. Grim Monolith also, and Mana Crypt. Okay, cool. Well, I can set up a perfect hander. I'm going to Plowshare that guy. So I'm not taking too much pressure. And I've got to throw away all this blue junk. No reason to hold on to Jace, because I have Necro out. No reason to hold on to Impulse. And this is the hand I settle with, which is basically, I've got Mana Drain, Force Will as a backup if necessary, although that would require me to pitch the Muddle. But the way that this works out, because I have Vault, Crypt, and Monolith, and a land, is going to work out quite nicely. Alright, so he's doubling the counters on the Pit Skulk, hitting me for just... This guy's Vigilance too, so I'm taking 5, I'm down to 8. Servant of the Scale. And Invisible Stalker. So he practically has lethal damage next turn. I mean, I think if I don't attack, he does. I'm sorry, if I do attack, he does, because this is 2. Yeah, that guy would go up to 5. Also, that's 7, 8, 9 damage. Yeah, it's lethal. So we got to win here. Island. So play Mana Crypt. Tap 2. Transmuting with 1 floating. Get Demonic Tutor. Play Mana Vault. Play Grim Monolith. And I assure you I did all the math for this beforehand so that I didn't come up 1 short. Play the Mighty Helm. Attack. Fetch Rest in Peace. GG. Fully tapped out. It's so cool that I had exactly the right amount of mana to do all that stuff. Transmute it. Muddle the mixture into Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor for the Helm. Cast the Helm. Activate it and put Rest in Peace in play. With a Force of Will as a backup, just in case. And so the Zur deck does exactly what the Zur deck does. Exiles 90 cards of this poor guy's library. Get a sense of what he's playing. One other side benefit of this deck, if you play it online, is if you really want to data mine your opponents, you can use Zur and take screenshots of all their decks right before you kill them. Although a fair amount of people concede in advance, but it's kind of neat being able to see what everyone's using since their entire deck winds up in exile. And that is a quick, succinct game from Zur. I'm not sure if I have any more in the set of games I'm recording, but I will definitely play this deck some more. I don't know how much more refinement it can use. It probably can use maybe a tiny bit more tuning, but I'm very, very happy with the current build. It is top-notch lethal. See you guys soon.